My sister has been borrowing money from me for 6 years, and I finally said no, and now my entire family is acting like I burned the house down. Some background. Renee is 31, 2 years older than me, and she has never once in her adult life been financially stable. I say that without judgment because I know her situation is complicated. She had a rough divorce at 26, she dealt with some health stuff after, and the job market in her city is genuinely bad. I get it. I have always gotten it. That is why I kept saying yes every time she called. The first loan was $800 when her car got repossessed. Then it was $1,200 for a security deposit on a new apartment. Then smaller things, a few hundred here and there for groceries or utilities, stuff I never even asked to get back because I knew she couldn't. Over 6 years, I have given her somewhere around $14,000. I never made a spreadsheet or anything, which probably sounds insane, but I didn't want it to feel transactional between us. She's my sister. Here is where things shifted. Last October, I started saving for a down payment on a condo. I told Renee about it because I was excited, and she seemed happy for me. We had a nice phone call about it. I told her I had about $20,000 saved, and I needed to get to around 40 to feel comfortable putting an offer on anything in my area. In January, she called and asked for $3,000. She said she had a chance to take a medical billing certification course that would change her whole situation, that she had done her research, that it was the real thing this time. And I sat there on my couch with my phone pressed against my ear, and I thought about all the other real things. The cleaning business she started and abandoned, the online reselling phase, the roommate situation that was going to cut her costs in half but fell apart after 2 months. I told her I couldn't do it right now. I said I was in the middle of saving for something important and I needed to protect that. I tried to say it gently. She got quiet in a way that was worse than if she had yelled. She said, "So, your apartment is more important than me getting back on my feet." I said that wasn't fair. I said I had given her thousands of dollars over the years and I just needed to prioritize myself right now. She said she knew I kept track, even though I had never once thrown a number at her before that moment. That part came out wrong and I know it. She hung up. I cried a little, which I hate admitting. 3 days later, my mom called. She had clearly already heard Renee's version. She said she was disappointed in me, that family helps family, and that I of all people knew how hard Renee had it. I asked my mom if she could loan Renee the money, and there was this long pause, and then she said that wasn't the point. I talked to my aunt too, who I am usually close with, and she said something like, "You have $40,000 sitting in an account and you can't help your own sister." I tried to explain that it wasn't 40,000, it was 20, and it wasn't sitting. It was for something specific. She didn't really engage with that. What's been eating at me is that I don't actually think the certification course is a bad idea. If someone else offered to loan Renee that money, I would think it was a reasonable thing, but I have been the someone else for 6 years and I don't have anything to show for it except a relationship that apparently only works when I'm giving. My boyfriend thinks I did the right thing. He watched me stress about money for years while I kept saying yes to her. He was never resentful about it or anything, but he did once say quietly that he worried I was hurting myself to avoid a hard conversation. I think about that a lot now. Renee and I haven't spoken in 5 weeks. My mom texts me occasionally but keeps it surface level, like we're acquaintances. I went to a family dinner last weekend and it was the most exhausting 3 hours of my life. Everyone being carefully polite, which in some ways is worse than fighting. I keep going back and forth on this. Not about whether I had the right to say no, because I think I did. More about whether being right even matters when it costs this much. I don't know how to feel about the fact that saying no once, after 6 years of yes, is apparently the only thing anyone is going to remember about me. Am I the asshole for finally refusing to lend my sister money when I was trying to save for my own future?